I said, what's up? This is Cousin Black TV. But let's skip the intro. Let's get straight to my kinfolk. My beautiful people. Everywhere, everywhere, everywhere I go. So today we're going to focus around the TV show Power. I've been seeing a lot of reviews on the ending of PowerBook 2 and how everybody's, oh yay, Tariq is finally growing to his own and yada 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 yada. That's cool and all, I'm a Kanye voice, but I'm gonna let you finish. But we got a problem. We got a problem, Houston. I still have not gotten over PowerBook 1 and how it ended. I have not gone over it. I'm like that petty girlfriend. Yeah, I'm not over it. I'm sorry. I know I'm supposed to be over it by now. I'm not over it. No. Sleep on the couch. Okay? PowerBook 1 needs correction. In my Thanos voice, it needs correcting. And that's what we're going to do today. Because most fans do not agree with how it ended. Now, if you're mid through Power or have not watched all of Power, this is where you're going to be spoiled. So I'm going to give you the Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation countdown before we go any further. Okay, you ready? Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So yeah, we all can agree we do not like it. It's not that Ghost died, right? That wasn't the issue. Any of us that watch any crime movie, TV show, series, we all know the main character most likely will die in the end. It's just the law of nature, the law of crime. It's just nature. It's just the nature of crime. It's going to happen. We all, I think, somewhere accepted that, or had it in the back of our mind. He's probably going to die, right? But it's the way he died that I'm sorry. We, as most Ghost fans and Power fans, cannot accept and don't agree with, and it needs correcting. So we're going to give it the Thanos snap. This is how Power should have ended. You ready? Oh, here it goes. So let's give a brief summary, shall we? So let's go back. Let's go back. Do we not remember the whole theme and thesis of this entire show? What was it again? Oh yeah, that's right. James St. Patrick getting out of the drug game. He said this is day one. Day damn one, Vivian. Day damn one. He said this since day one. Tasha, I don't know when he shrinkled up old drug dealers. Tasha, they either end up dead or in jail. Right? Ghost's game plan was to use the club, Truth, as an outlet to finally get out the game. It didn't matter how he did, he was going to find a way to do it. Even though his best friend Tom didn't have his back. Even though his wife, Tasha, didn't have his back. The only person that had his back was Angela. Oh yeah, we remember Angela, right? The one who got killed in the beginning of season 6? Yeah, remember that? Oh, we're going to correct some things. Okay? Throughout the series, you have Ghost get with Angela, separate from Tasha, and end up kind of abandoning his family to an extent, which Tariq never gets over. And then you have Kanan, who eventually does get out of jail to try to kill Ghost, but is unsuccessful, but finds a way to get to his son and corrupt his mind. So that's basically what happens here. That basically sums it up. Ghost got with Angela, Kanan got to Tariq. Right? So the probably the most pivotal point of this entire show is Ray Ray. Who is Ray Ray? Ray Ray is the person that Tariq got into business with to get some licks or to juke some moves to I'm trying to think of do some crime. There you go. To do some crime. Right? Only for Tariq to try to back out at the last minute and then end up almost getting killed by Ray Ray. But Ray Ray couldn't get to Tariq, but Tariq was able to get away. But Raina, because Raina knew Tariq was in some bad way, Raina tried to talk some sense to be the voice of reason to Tariq, only for Tariq to be like, get out of here, push his sister, but he should have got the eye jammy. He should have got an eye jammy for that push. You don't push your sister. You crazy little boy. But once again, every time Ghost will get close to fighting Tariq, Tasha will get in the way. We're going to address that later, okay? We're going to get to that. Trust me. But, yeah, Raina, who was the guiding light, who was the white horse, who was the only pure person on this entire show aside of Yas, tries to talk sense into Tariq, but Tariq isn't having it. And Raina puts herself in a line of fire to protect her twin brother, only for her to get killed. And Tariq watches. Only for Tariq. Now, Tariq gets his revenge on Ray Ray, kills Ray Ray without telling any of his parents or even Tommy or even Dre. He wants to do it all by himself because he thinks he's the man. He thinks he's the big man on camera. He thinks So he gets revenge and kills Ray Ray. Now Tommy, Tasha, and Ghost have to cover it up. So throughout the rest of the series, they keep trying to cover it up. Right? In the meantime, Tariq still wants to be a little badass little boy. Right? Need I remind you, this guy was privileged. He had not a care in the world. Outside of not having his father there as much as he used to be, you still have a father in your life. Not like he was a deadbeat dad. Like, this was never I understood. Tariq acted like Ghost was a deadbeat dad. It wasn't a deadbeat dad. He just didn't want to be with your mom no more, bruh. It happens. You think out of all those rich people and neighbors you got and friends at your little school, that them parents ain't broken up neither? It happens. Get over it. Raina was able to get over it. Like, I don't understand what this little ass boy couldn't get. But anyway, I digress. So throughout the rest of the series, we have Tariq being bad, doing bad things. Meanwhile, Ghost is trying to cope with losing his. Well, Tariq's trying to cope too, but you have you have Ghost trying to cope with losing his daughter, and now is trying to move on. Once again, continue to get out the drug game. Right? Becomes lieutenant governor. I'm gonna say that again for the people in the back. A drug dealer from New York, a black man, is about to be lieutenant governor. Okay? Let's get to season 6. This is where we're gonna start doing some correcting. We're gonna start off right at the beginning. I will still have Tommy shoot Angela, but Angela survives. She lives. Okay? Now Tommy and Ghost have their little quarrel, but they don't kill each other. They find a way to let it go, talk it out, say, hey, your father was trying to set me up, man. Hey, you should have told me. You do the little thing. Even have them fight. But after they fight, not gunfight, but like fist fight, they find a way to reminisce of like, yeah, you remember when such and such happened? Yeah, and I beat you up. No, I beat you up that one time. And they find a way to get over it. And it makes it easier because they both have a common enemy in Dre. Dre is not only making his way through the club business, but also in the drug game. So you have Tommy in the drug game, Ghost in the club game, and they're becoming a nuisance. Dre is becoming a nuisance. So Dre and Ghost realize they have to get back together and take out Dre, which they do. Okay? They finally take out Dre. Meanwhile, you remember Sax? Finds a way to always use he like embodies white privilege. No matter how much wrongdoing he does, he always gets saved. Nah. We're gonna go back to when Ghost and Tommy bust into his apartment while he's jerking off to whatever he do. I don't know, coarse porn. I don't know. He looked like somebody that would jerk off to. Anyway, You have him to where he still gets told about the whole Ray Ray case, about how them looking into Tariq, but they still kill him off because he's not needed. He's not necessary evil. You still have him be killed off. Boom. So we're done with Saxe. Angela survives. That leaves only a few more things. This damn Ray Ray case. You have it to where Blanca just is getting obsessed. She just won't get over it. She even goes to Lakeisha, Tommy's boo. You have it to where Lakeisha is about to run. Not snitch. She's going to run. However, Tasha, you still have Tasha kill her off. Yeah, I'll still have Tasha kill her off. Yep. Because of where we're about to go with it. Okay, so Blanca, obsessed with this damn Ray Ray case. However, like we mentioned, Ghost is about to become Lieutenant Governor of New York. So what does Ghost do? He said, F this. Let me go to my political connects. And he gets the chairman or whatever, the head guy of the DNC, go to Blanca and be like, hey, do you want to keep looking into Ghost and his family, which has never gotten you anywhere? Or do you want a better career for you and your gal? Pick one. And Blanca's like, you know what? F this. I want a better career. So we finally get rid of this whole Ray Ray thing. However, now Tommy finds out. Tommy, like they show, gets the remainings of what's in Lakeisha's house, or in their house, and sees Tasha's earring. No, Tommy does not kill off Tasha. No. He says, out of respect for my brother Ghost and because of your kids, I will not kill you off. But you owe me your life. You owe me. Okay? You owe me. Ghost is telling me that Tariq keeps getting in bad and keeps getting the drug game and da-da-da-da-da. That ends. That ends Tasha. So you have to have Tommy, not Ghost. You have to have Tommy make a deal with Tasha that you get your son to stop dealing drugs. Stop it now. So you have Tariq call Tom, like, Uncle Tommy, are you sure? Like, are we not trying to live off Ghost no more? We're doing our own thing, Uncle Tommy. Are you sure about me and my mom quitting the drug game? And Tom was like, yeah. Once again, your mother owes me her life when she took out Lakeisha. She owes me that much. So you don't want me to come back for your mother? You and her gotta quit this drug game. You gotta quit it altogether. And Tariq's like, okay. And then down the line, Tariq is like, calls Tommy up and says, Uncle Tommy, I'm in trouble, man. I got in bad with these guys. Please don't tell my dad. And sends Tommy to Addie, only for it to be the mob, the Italian mob. Almost the exact same, except this time Tommy doesn't make it out. Tommy gets got. Tariq pulls a ghost on Tommy. All because Tariq and Tasha want to stay in the drug game because they can't rely on Ghost's money. Ghost doesn't know this. And Ghost is now on his way to the deluxe apartment in the sky. Angela is finally out the hospital. Angela and Ghost are living happily ever after. Now we end PowerBook 1 with Ghost at the podium doing his acceptance speech to be Lieutenant Governor with Angela right by her side, only for Tasha and Tariq to be in the crowd with a smirk on their face. Right? And that's how you end PowerBook 1. Now, let's get the PowerBook dose. Let's get the PowerBook So PowerBook 2. The main villain is actually Tariq. It's Tariq versus Ghost. Ghost has completely given up the drug game. He is completely legit. Everything he ever wanted, except one thing. His dumb son. His dumb son still continues to get into trouble because James has now a bigger deal in New York. He's not a drug dealer. He is actual in public office. Now these things become even a bigger deal when Tariq messes up. You got paparazzi, TMZ, all these different things. And now Ghost is like, you're making me look bad, son. What are you doing? Just go to school. And Tariq is like, I want to do what I want to do. No. James try to go to Tasha. Tasha's like, well, whatever. What can we do? He's going to do what he's going to do. Right? This is where you have Ghost do the forehead push. Okay? It's like, are you crazy? Not only are you can put an end to my career, but you can end your son's life. His blood is on your hands. What are you doing? Right? So Tariq finds out about this, and now he's livid. So, I forgot to tell you. Oh, you remember Q? Oh yeah. Him and Tasha are getting real close. They're becoming a real item. Right? Moved in together and everything. But mid-season finale, Tariq was like, Ghost was like, you put your hands on my mother? Are you crazy? And Ghost to Tariq like, no, are you crazy? Everything I've ever done was for you. This whole empire, everything is gonna go down to you. And you keep trying to mess it up, son. Don't force my hand, Tariq. Don't make me do something I don't want to do. And Tariq is like, no, Ghost. Don't make me do something that I want to do. Ghost like, what? Are you threatening me, son? And Tariq's like, no. Leave me and my mother alone for good. Or you end up just like Uncle Tommy. And Ghost's like, what? Tariq is like, how do you think he died? By the mob? Yeah. But it was at my order, my command. Because he got at me and my mom's way. So you get at me and my mom's way, you end up just like Uncle Tommy. Now Ghost is livid. So now they finally, mid-season book 2, have the fight we've been waiting for. Of course, Ghost wins because, come on, Tariq can't fight. This is where you have Tariq pulls a gun on his father. And Ghost is like, whoa. You don't want to do that, son. You don't want to do that, son. And right, and it's make it all suspenseful and do the same, almost the same speech. Right? Do almost the same speech and all these different things like they did in the season finale of PowerBook 1. However, before Tariq is about to pull that trigger, who pulls up but Q? What? Yeah, you have Q pull up and said, oh, ain't this a nice little father and son moment? But you both are worried about the wrong thing. What you should be worried about is your mother and your former wife. And Tariq is about to pull the trigger on Q. Like, what? Like, I wouldn't do that if you're never gonna find out where your mother is. Oh yeah. You wanna see your mother again? I'm gonna need millions of dollars. I'm gonna need a big payday. Yeah. And I know you got it, Ghost, or you can find a way to get it. If you don't, never see Tasha again. So now, Ghost, and let's go back to Ghost. They're actually showing Ghost like how they were in season 6, getting into the political game. They're actually showing how the political game and the drug game is the same, except now when he gets into quarrels, he can't just off somebody, he can't kill somebody. He has to figure out a way to outsmart them. So he's still dealing with Tate and all these different guys in the political field. They show that, which would have been dope, right? Would have been dope to see Ghost within the political field, now trying to make it strictly within the business world. This not like dealing with a club. You're dealing with politics, a pile of tricks. This is different. He never even served public office. This is going to be a completely new field. And they actually go into different things of what happens, which would have been dope to see. Which is what they're probably going to do with influence, which is what they're probably going to do with, I think, book 5 or something like that. But they showed this with Ghost. All right? But getting back to Tasha being kidnapped by Q, now Ghost and Tariq have to work together. Get Tasha. And this is where, near the second half of book 2, you finally get Ghost and Tariq to have a conversation. You finally have them to have a conversation about where Ghost is from, his humble beginnings, why he got into the drug game, why he didn't want his son to get into the drug game. Talk about Kanan. Talk about his father. What actually happened with his father? How did he end up dead? You actually do the last half of book 2. This is where you do a semi like flashbacks. You have Ghost talking to his son, and they do semi flashbacks of what's actually happened, how Ghost became Ghost. And I won't change if you're trying to do Kanan book and you're trying to do the whatever other book you're trying to do. That doesn't change nothing. You can still have the Kanan book if you want to do that. But this is more talking about how Ghost became Ghost. And you do that within like 5, kind of like what he did at season 6, where it had 5 episodes showing the same day. But this is where you're actually showing flashbacks of showing how Ghost became Ghost. How he met Angela, how he met Kanan, what happened to his father. You finally get all those, right? Now we get into the season finale of book 2. So you finally have it to where Tariq and Ghost meet up with Q and make the exchange, right? Exchange money for Tasha, to get Tasha. And then after the exchange, Q was like, oh yeah, there's one more thing. You don't know who I am, do you? Ghost is like, what? He's like, oh, you don't remember me, do you? Ghost like, nah. Q was like, oh, my full name is Quentin. I'm Breeze's son. This is for my dad. And he goes and tries to take out Tariq and Tasha. But Ghost lunges in front of them, which gives Tariq enough time to shoot and kill Q. So now you have Ghost laid out with Tasha on one side, Tariq on the other, and Ghost like, I'm sorry. I knew one day my past will catch up with me. And Tasha and Tariq was like, shut up, just you're gonna be alright. Just stay with us. It's like, nah, son. I want you to do me a favor, take care of your mother. Remember everything I taught you and told you. This is what happens when you get into this game. There is no way out. 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 Right? I love you. That's how you have Ghost die. You see him finally make it to the highest of heights, become lieutenant governor, and make it throughout that field. Meanwhile, you finally have Ghost and Tariq confront each other, have the fight they've been teasing for years, but then finally explain the story of who Breeze is, how he met Kanan, why did he set up Kanan. You finally explain that, which he always just alluded to but never actually went into detail. So now we get the whole backstory of what happened, right? As well as Ghost's father. What happened with him as well. You finally get Tariq to understand why Ghost did not want his son. Why his father did not want him in the drug game. And why he tried everything not to tell him about it. To try to protect him, right? But still, everything's real in the field. And what I can't have now, leave in your will. So, we got the reading of the will of James St. Patrick, aka Ghost. Of course, we got Yaz, Tariq, Grandmama, Tasha, Kate, Tommy's mom, already left with her little monies. Queens get the money $dollar bills, y'all. And the appointee of the reading of the will, Daniel Warren, is like, well, let's wait for the last person to come before we continue with the proceedings. And Tasha's like, well, everybody's here. Who else would it be? And Daniel says, well, we're still waiting for Mr. St. Patrick's wife. And Tasha's like, but we already divorced. And Daniel says, I didn't mean you. And who walks in? But Angela. Yes, it is revealed that right after Ghost became lieutenant governor, Angela and Ghost got married. So what does that mean? The seat that is now vacant because Ghost has passed now belongs to Angela St. Patrick. Angela St. Patrick is now lieutenant governor of New York. But now let's move on to Grandmama. Well, she gets the same deal, the year's worth of rent. Of course, Yaz gets a trust fund. It is made clear in the will that the deed of Ghost's Club Truth, which he still owned, is in the name of Tariq St. Patrick. So now Tariq St. Patrick owns Truth. But wait, there's more. Before Tariq gets too excited, it is stated in the will Tariq must graduate college first with honors. Once he does that, he will now own Truth. And Tasha says, well, I guess James left me nothing. Typical. And Daniel says, oh no. Since Tariq needs to graduate college before owning Truth, you are by now the owner until Tariq graduates. So now Tasha is the current owner of Truth. So in the ending scene, you show Truth. Nothing too crazy. More like a gathering more than a party. You have Grandmama, you have Yaz. You even have Angela there. And you have Tariq. And you have Tasha. Now, during the festivities, who shows up but Proctor? You're like, Proctor? How does Proctor show? That don't make sense. Proctor died. And because Tommy and Ghost settled the differences before it got crazy, Tommy never goes after Ghost in his apartment. Therefore, he never sees Proctor and doesn't kill Proctor. However, Proctor still does let his wife die. And him and Elise Marie does go to live with Ghost in his house. Now, I know you're all wondering, well, whatever happens to that recording? Well, because eventually Proctor breaks down and reveals to Ghost that he let his wife die, or former wife die, Ghost helped Proctor cover it up. Him and Angela actually helped cover it up to where it never traces back to him. And because of that, Proctor reveals, I had a recording, Mom let you have it. He gives it to Ghost, and Ghost destroys it. And they show this in a flashback. While Proctor is talking to Tasha and Tariq. And now you have Tasha give a little speech. And throughout her speech, she's talking about how much James, Ghost, was a difficult man, a determined man, a motivated man. But even though they have their issues, he was a great father and a great provider. And throughout this, they're giving a montage not only of the past years of Ghost and his interactions with his family and with Angela, but also they show the funeral as well through Tasha's speaking. And then you have Tariq come up and he give his little speech about how I never understood my father. I thought he didn't really care for me, didn't love me. But in his last days, I now realize he was one of the best men I ever known. And I know that I will turn out to be the man that he always wanted me to be. To James St. Patrick, to my father, to my mother, to Raina, and the Truth. So in the last shot, it shows Tariq and Tasha on the stage looking at each other. And then they pan out look directly in the camera, and then start to smirk. And that's how you end PowerBook 1, PowerBook 2, and we get the rise and fall of ghosts. Tell me what you think. Do you agree? Is that how you would have ended Power? Comment below, like, comment, subscribe. In the meantime, in between time, you ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get the hell up out of here. Peace.